Matt, first week of pre-season nearly finished. How's it been for you, and how have you, found everybody coming back and been happy with the progress that's been made?
Feels quick, doesn't it? We're back in here. We're doing another interview, albeit it feels a very different place in terms of new guys that are in. There's a real freshness about the place, which is good. So a real opportunity to reset and enjoy a start of a week together. It's been great. The weather's been amazing, and the lads have worked exceptionally hard every single day this week. Firstly, for me, it's been great to see everybody again, get everyone back in, and see the energy that they give off, and that just that buzz that everyone has. Good to see the staff and everyone players together. So yeah, really enjoyable week. They've worked really hard, as you can imagine. Brandon and Dave, they're still away. They'll be away until Monday. They have an extra week because of international duty, so we look forward to when they come back in. But good week. The lads have worked very hard, and it's testament to them in the condition they keep themselves in, especially some of the ones that obviously wasn't with us until the 26th. That there probably wasn't enough time for the ones that were to get out of shape, but the ones that weren't with us have come back in really good nick and have been testing each other, which is what you want.
So we spoke to Jamil, Matt and Albert Adom this week in their return to pre-season, and they've both spoken about the importance of having that break, albeit a much shorter one because of the playoff campaign, but just to allow themselves to reset. And those that were here last year, that's important for them to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that carries on as well. I don't think that means as soon as they walk through the door that the nature is that they've reset straight away. I think there's a little bit of an adaptation period that it's different now. We're going into a different squad and a different group, and whilst using that word different can be seen in some light, I see it as a great opportunity to bring a real freshness into everybody. So, but for them pair, single them two out because you mentioned them. They've come back in great nick, the pair of them. Albert, don't know how he does it. He's as fresh now as I'm sure he was 20 years ago. And Jamil, he's working his socks off, he really is. So, dinner time. So no, all good. And them two in particular, they're probably what I was just saying, just about people keeping himself in such good nick. You have to be when you got them pair that are running as hard as they are. And again, go back into that challenge. Everyone's been really working hard and challenging each other, which is exactly what you want.
Speaking of challenges, you've got the pre-season schedule fully mapped out now. A number of different, variations in terms of teams are going to play. One end of the spectrum, you're going up against the likes of Leamington and Hereford, which will offer different challenges to what the teams further up the pyramid in Aston Villa and Derby will offer us. But having those challenges and having those different experiences through pre-season are exactly what you want as a head coach, aren't they?
Yeah, but again, they're all just to get everyone fit for the first games and the opening games. So that's what pre-season is. Whatever happens in those games, obviously we've got a new group, so we want to integrate some of them guys. I'm sure more guys will come in. I'm sure you'll ask me about that in a minute, and they will. And we want to integrate all of those guys. But pre-season is very much so about fitness, and that's what we'll be using all of those for in different challenges and different games, as you rightly say. But all about fitness, all about no one getting injured, all about players getting time out on the grass and working together and all of that. So, and we're looking forward to them. The lads, as I've said, worked very hard this week. I'm sure they're looking forward to a game.
Speaking of the lads, you've got 7 new players in the building so far. You must be extremely pleased to have got them in so early so they can be integrated into what's already here and understand what you want from them as a head coach and as coaching staff as well.
Yeah, pleased with the 7 guys we've done, and obviously the ones that re-signed as well, really pleased with that. We needed to make sure there was a continuity of the group, for sure, as much as we possibly could. But the new guys, Harrison's coming with a real smile on his face. He's desperate to do well, and you can see some of them guys that are maybe the first time that they've been, like with Jamie was previously, day in, day out, working so hard. On the grass, you can see there's a real energy that they provide with that, and again I go back into that challenge and testing. That's what they're doing. So yeah, really good with those guys, and obviously, as I've just said, there's still work to be done with the loans we had last season and guys that have we opted not to renew, and then guys that have moved elsewhere. We know there's probably 5 or 6 or 4 or 5 different ones that we want to just add to the squad. And as I've said, without Brandon and Dave, there's probably felt like a little bit less in here as well. So looking forward to them being back with us next week. But it's also been a great opportunity to some of the young lads. We've had Charlie Ragg, it's his first kind of experience of a pre-season. We've had a few of the youth team players up that have done really well and helped with the numbers, which has been really good, but good to get eyes on them. And you can see the work that Rob's doing in the academy. You know, it's great seeing them guys that are adapting really well to the sessions. We've had 2 or 3 within us throughout the week, so that's been really good. And we'll keep doing that. And there's, as I say, I go back, there's a really good energy about the sessions this week. And I'm sure they won't say that because they're shattered from what they've done. But there's been a real enjoyable energy about it, a newness to it, a freshness to it, and that's exactly what we've needed.
You mentioned adding people in there. There's still pretty much 2 months left to go of the window. Because you've moved so early to get so many, targets into the building early doors, can you now afford to be patient whilst you want them in the building as early as possible? Can you be patient like you were last year to make sure the right ones now come in again?
I think that's what we have to do. I was looking back on some, reviewing some training sessions from last year's pre-season, and we were light in quite a few areas during that spell. I think I was training with 15 and 16 on certain days. And it's probably exactly the same this pre-season in terms of knowing I need them extra ones. But again, like I wasn't then, I'm not now. When you've got that extra bit of time to really focus on who you want to bring in and make sure of being the right people and all of that, then that's what's important. There's been a few that we've maybe not felt are the right ones to bring in once we've spoken. And I'll continue to do that. So they have to be the right people, have to be the right players in the way that we want to play. But we're getting closer on a few, as we always are. So loads of work going on in the background, loads and loads of work in fact. And but as I say, it's important that they're the right ones, and I won't bend on that like I haven't been in the past.
I mentioned them earlier in Jamil, Matt and Albert Adom, 2 that extended their stays with the football club. Contract offers were made to a number of players. There was plenty of discussions ongoing. Some opted to say, some opted to go elsewhere. You can shed a little bit more light on that, but the one that's been no decision on at the moment is Harry Williams. But he's back in the building. It's great to see him, but can you shed some more light on that one as well for us?
What, in terms of his injury?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's come out yet. I haven't seen, but Harry in the final, which was just heartbreaking for him. He tore his Achilles. You could tell it was a bad one from the way that he went down in the instance. But again, him being him, he still wanted to try and get up and defend the shot that was coming in on his goal. But it's a significant injury, probably out for the entirety of the season. If we're lucky, we might see him at the back end of this season upcoming. But so I don't know if that's come out yet. So if it hasn't, then that's me letting everyone know that's what's happened with H. And we'll support him. There's new contracts in place to try and support him through that period as well. And hopefully we can see that he'll not only obviously we'll support him in his medical stuff, but we want to be part of his future as well. As we've said, since he's just come back in with us after the surgery today and yesterday. That was a real of a day of disappointments. That was probably one of the most emotional one from H's perspective. That he obviously, we knew it was a bad injury at the time. Probably didn't realise it was quite as bad as it was, but we knew it was a bad one. So everyone, we're going to support him through that. I think he's probably come to terms with it now because we've known for the last 2 or 3 weeks that what the injury is. So, but we want to make sure we're part of his future. So that's him. Pleased, obviously you mentioned Jammer and Albert Priestley rejoined. Sam's rejoined, so great to have them guys back in. Ronan as well, another good young player that we want to keep at the club. So we're pleased about those ones, and right to bring up the other guys. I think it's I think there's loads of things within that with Ryan and Liam and Oshin. Have I missed anyone there? Obviously, come on to Towles in a minute. With them leaving the club, and I think we should be, firstly, thanks for the work that they put in while they were with us. They're all 4 of them guys, unbelievable people. Have loved working with them all over the last 2 or 3 years, and I feel like we've really kind of been a massive part of their growth and development. Liam, listen, we were unfortunate not to move up the pyramid ourselves, but in some respects, you know, with Liam moving up himself, happy for him in that, and he's a wonderful person. Love Liam. Sturkey, yes, and I think Sturkey is an indication of the money that's being thrown around in all, especially League Two as well now as League One. So we offered Ryan a strong contract, but the money that's being thrown around by other football clubs is crazy. So he goes with my best wishes, of course, and he has to accept that for his family. And we got a fantastic relationship as well, and I wish him the best, apart from when we play him. And then Oisin again took another incredible contract offer to go up north of the border, which again, in some respects, it shows the football club. We've got players that people want, and that's what we want, and probably go on to Taylor from there. And the Taylor Allen that we had when he first came, and then the Taylor Allen that left, is an unbelievable person. I'm so proud of him and his family, for him to get that next level move for him, and that's what we aim to do with other guys that come in, and the next crop of players and the next group. So I think it's important to recognise the successes of that and they're in their lives, and we've been a part of that and seen them grow and go and earn a lot more money. So I'm really pleased for them in that respect, and now it's up to us to move forward in our way and the way we're going to do it with the next batch of players that we want to improve and get better and move forwards and all of that.